There comes a time when it definitely pays to work smarter, not harder. When assessing the types of tasks and output we need to create, judging how much work needs to go into formatting and setting up documents before we even get to adding relevant content can be critical. Calendars are a visual way to represent a lot of time and scheduling data within a business and can be used for everything from actual employee schedules to project, sales, and marketing events. The time required to format a calendar by hand, though, in any application can be daunting. In this case, we must remember the adage, don't reinvent the wheel. We'll utilize a template from Excel in order to get that critical but tedious work out of the way so that we can create a training calendar for our customers. Excel actually provides numerous calendar templates from which we can choose. By accessing the Backstage, and that means by clicking on the File tab or the Office button, and going to New, we are presented with a variety of options. We can certainly click on any one of the categories that's offered, including a variety of calendars. If we happen to know the name of the template that we're looking for, or we want to search, we can use a search bar. For example, instead of just calendars, which could include school calendars and a variety of other things, let's say that we're looking for a calendar for our small business. By typing in small business calendars and clicking on the magnifying glass or pressing enter, we should reduce the number of templates we're presented with. Indeed, the one that we're looking for is the very first one. We'll go ahead and click on it to see a preview. And if we like what we see, we'll click or tap the Create option on the bottom right-hand side of the preview window. Sometimes it may take a few seconds or longer to create the actual calendar. This particular calendar is very simple and can be used as a giveaway, if you will, for customers or vendors. What we often see with templates is some helpful text that tells us how to work with a particular template, including any functionality that's been built in. On the right-hand side, we can see an option that says use the arrows to select a year. By using the arrows that are indicated, we can simply scroll to the appropriate year of our choice. They may also give some other options, like how to optimize printing. In this case, this calendar uses some gradients, which only print correctly when using a high-quality print. So we've been able to customize the year, but what else can we do to really make this calendar our own? In the upper left-hand corner, there's a place to customize the company name. This uses simple Excel tools, but it's not exactly the same as typing into a cell. When we click here, we can see that this is actually a text box. So all of the tools and options that are available for text boxes apply here. We'll simply delete the placeholder text and type in the name of our company. We, of course, would go on to customize the address, the phone numbers, and the email address as well. For this particular type of calendar, that's all we need to do. We can then save it, distribute it electronically, or print out hard copies. Let's go back to our Backstage by accessing File and New, and choosing the Calendars option one more time. As you scroll down, you'll see that there are a variety of different types of calendars. Some are more detailed than others. They certainly do cover a wide variety of options, designs, and choices, and the one that you choose will depend on your specific purpose for the calendar. Some of them include room to actually enter your own type of entries for particular dates. As I promised, there are a lot of calendars for academics. There's even calendars for monitoring pregnancy. None of those are the ones that we want. Let's speed up our scrolling just a little bit until we find the one that we're looking for. What we really want to do is find a calendar that has one page per month and that will allow us to add some of our own images as well as enter some of the training classes we're offering so that we can provide it to our customers. I'm thinking the one called Small Business Calendar, Any Year, Sunday through Saturday, with a picture might be a good choice. We'll select it and click Create. This one takes a little bit longer to generate because it actually creates an individual worksheet for each month. It had to create 12 worksheets, not just one. It can again be customized in the same way by moving to the upper right-hand corner and designating the proper year. This calendar gives us a few more options. For example, if we want to replace one of the images, even though it looks scrumptious, we can do that. Maybe we're going to focus in January on having an Excel month. Because most people are getting into that new year, let's get organized, including our finances kind of mode, then Excel is something that we found is very popular in January. Instead of deleting this picture and completely replacing it, meaning we'd have to insert a picture, but then also move it and size it, we're going to use a different picture tool. By selecting the image and moving up to the ribbon and clicking on the Picture Tools Format Contextual tab, we can instead choose to simply replace the picture. It can be found in the Adjust group to the right of the Corrections, Color, and Artistic Effects options. When we click Change Picture, it opens a window and asks us where the source of our new picture is. We can insert it from a file, from a SharePoint site. We can even go out and search the Office.com website or do a complete internet search using Bing Image Search. Other options may be available too, like using Flickr. We actually have a copy of an Excel logo in our Chapter 2 Working Files folder. So let's click Browse, navigate to our desktop or wherever your working file folders may be, open up the Chapter 2 Working Files folder, and you should see two different Excel logos to choose from. One is a JPEG image, and the other is a GIF file. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to go ahead and double-click on the JPEG image. Because we chose to replace the first picture, it's nicely sized to fit exactly where the other one was, meaning we get to eliminate a couple of other steps about having to resize and move the thing. We could also do the same thing when it comes to replacing the logo image that's at the top of the screen. Again, we'll go to Format, change the picture, browse for the file, and this time we're going to choose the You Got It training logo. In the real world, we'd of course want to customize all of the images as well as the contact information at the bottom right of the screen. But let's get to working with the calendar itself. Our company does acknowledge and is closed on New Year's Day. Since this is for January, we should probably start by entering that particular holiday. You'll notice that if we click next to the number 1, that is a cell in and amongst itself. One of the things that's nice about this template is down below. The part where we would add our comments for that date is actually its own cell, so we don't have to fight with the actual date. All we have to do is select the cell, which in this case is E6, and type in our holiday. Just like any regular worksheet, we can then format and play with this particular cell in any way that we want. We could shade it a different color. We can go into edit mode and select the text, and maybe make it a little bit easier to see by making it bold. And of course, we can increase the font size as well. We could then continue to add our own training schedule to this particular calendar. For example, maybe on the 3rd, we're going to do an Excel in Business class. Because Excel already has all of these columns and rows and cells figured out for us, it really makes updating the calendar much easier than it could be in a lot of other programs. It's just a matter of entering information into cells, just like you're used to doing. Because it's a template, somebody has already done the major heavy lifting for us, which is the overall construction of each worksheet. To finish this up, let's go ahead and press Control-P, or you can go to the Backstage and choose the Print option. Because this calendar is configured for each month being its own worksheet, we can print a single month, 3 months that would be a quarter, or we can use the wonderful feature about printing the entire worksheet if we want to do January through December all in one. We can easily preview each page at the bottom of the pane, and we can set the normal printer properties and what exactly we want to print by using the options in the middle panel. It's already set for an 8.5 by 11 page to print in landscape format. All we would need to do is click on the print button. Naturally, to create an entire year-long calendar, you'd have to otherwise do about 11 times more than what we did. We just did a few quick things to show you how it works. But you have a feel for leveraging an existing template and making simple customizations using some of Excel's lesser-used tools like text boxes and images. This lets you quickly create calendars for staffing and scheduling, deadlines and projects, putting out schedules for external advertising or marketing campaigns, and all of that can be done with much less effort, less expense, and more customization than would be possible trying to do so in other ways. I can't think of a single business that doesn't need a calendar for one purpose or another, and Excel can help you create them and make them look good all at the same time.